right, Pete, tell me what is your favorite lure and why?
I tell you, my favorite lure has got to be the Buckeye mop jig, because I won my first tournament with it, and I've come so close to winning more with it. It just catches big fish, catches them all the time. It's got to be the one.
Cool. All right, what is the easiest mistake that you see amateurs do to fix?
I tell you, the easiest mistake to fix, is casting. I see guys with their arms flailing around like a crazy man, and if they would just keep their elbows tucked in and make those simple roll casts, simple pitches, instead of flailing around like a crazy man, if they did that, their accuracy would increase and they'd catch 100 more fish.
That's a good tip. All right, what is the biggest bass you've ever caught, and how'd you catch it?
The biggest one I ever put on the scale was 10 pounds, and I caught it on a lipless crankbait in Toledo Bend. But yeah, that's it. But I can tell you this, the biggest bass I probably ever had on were in Florida, punching mats at practice. Of course, at practice.
Yeah.
Shaking them off, you could feel the big thumping thunder in the head swimming away, and you don't set the hook. But,
yeah, most people don't realize that majority of the pros don't catch a zillion 10-pound bass. Most of the bass we catch are tournament fish.
Absolutely.
So, and what is the fastest that you've ever been in a bass boat?
Man, I tell you, when we were out at the Ranger factory, we were testing those boats, and with no weight in it and just you and the outboard, it's just too fast for me. It was so fast that I couldn't look at the speedometer or the GPS. We're shaking around. There's just a little bit of boat in the water. I bet you it's not that fast compared to some guys. I know some of them go real fast, but I bet you it's probably 75, 80 miles an hour.
A lot of puckering going on.
It's real tight, you know?
Right. All right. So when you're out there fishing, and nature calls, do you hang it over the side or do you find the bank?
It depends. I'm a little of both. I go out in the middle of the lake sometimes. Lake Okeechobee's great, man, because you got the curvature of the earth to deal with. So you can get out in the middle and hide. But I'm more inclined to go to the bank. But one time I was out fishing with a woman, and she had to go, and I wasn't looking. As we had agreed upon, and I'm flipping in this area, and as soon as she sat down to go, a fish stomps my jig. I set the hook and instinctively turn around and flip that fish right on her. She's screaming, scrambling to get her panties up. The fish is flopping around. I'm trying not to look, but
that sounds like a lot of excitement going on in that boat.
It was a lot of fun.
What is the strangest place that you've ever broken off a lure?
On my cat.
Wow.
It's very difficult to get a lure out of a cat. They're not friendly. His claws are more dangerous than the hooks on the lure.
What kind of lure was it?
It's a crankbait. You know, they love them. They hang them from the rods, you know, and they're always getting into mischief. Got a hold of one of my crankbaits. Yeah, that was a tough one to break off. But the cat was fine. We didn't.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I love crankbaits, but I don't have any cats, so that's a good thing. Have you ever done donuts around another competitor?
No comment.
No comment. Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't engage in that kind of behavior. You know, I much prefer verbal abuse than actual physical donuts.
It seems to be more effective, in my opinion.
I agree. A little intimidation goes a long way.
Right. So speaking of that, has Tommy Biffle ever tried to run you out of an area that you're fishing?
No.
Nothing like you. Nothing.
Tommy Biffle's great, man. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. He carried me in one time when I broke down, and I got my fish. He came in early on his flight so I could get in. So he's my man.
Yeah, Tommy Biffle is one of my good friends, but he loves to run people out of areas that they're fishing. So I just have to ask that to each pro. Some say yes, some say no.
Well, he can be very intimidating. I'm not surprised. Run you right out of there.
That's right. All right, Pete. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, Sharon, come look at my thing in the bathtub.